Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and I hope the detailed videos on Global Korea Scholarship are helping you all. Now I am back with another video on one of the important topics, and this is gonna be helpful for various scholarships, not only GKS but also for Japanese government scholarship or maybe Chinese government scholarship. And this video is all about contacting a professor and getting an acceptance letter. So I have divided the video into 3 parts. So in the first part I'll be explaining how to find a professor. In the second part I'll be explaining what email you have to write, like I'll be showing a sample email which you can use for your own email, and then you can modify it accordingly. And the third part will be a bonus part where I'll be talking about an extension which can be useful to you. So let's dive into the video, and meanwhile I'll be sharing my insights, like while talking about the steps I'll be giving my insights about the wait time, how much time you should wait for an email for a professor to reply, and some things like that. And before proceeding, I will also request you all to please subscribe to my channel, because once you subscribe to my channel it makes me motivated to make such more videos, and I hope these videos will be helping you a lot. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys. Let's move into the video. Now the first step of sending an email to a professor is that you need to find a professor, and to find a professor there are 2 ways which I generally tell to anyone who asks me where to find a professor. So the first step is very generic, like you go to the university page, you just look for the faculty list and you get the professors. And the second is like through research papers. So I'll be explaining both the steps right now. So all you need to do is that you need to type the name of the university followed by the department name, and just try to look the first page or the second page which opens after that, and then check the faculty list. So I'll be showing you that. Let's say for example we look for Seoul National University faculty list of a department, let's say mechanical engineering. So what I'll be writing is that I'll be writing SNU mechanical engineering. So as I've written SNU mechanical engineering, you can just click on the link, which is the first link or maybe the second link also sometimes. So as the page opens, you can see the Department of Mechanical Engineering page is there, and you can find a faculty link there. So you just have to click that, and then that's all. You get the name of the professors, you get the email ID, and you also get the lab pages. This is all about finding a professor through the university page. So it was very easy, like you just have to type the name of the department followed by the university name, and then the faculty list will open in the first or second list. Let's try with a different university. If I talk about SKKU, which is also under GKS scholarship, so just I'll type SKKU mechanical engineering, and same, you just click on first link, and if you see the faculty list is open, and here you can see find the email ID of all the professors, and you can just go ahead with taking the email ID and writing the email. So this was the first part of finding a professor through the university pages and faculty list. Now the second step, what is the most useful step in my understanding, is like through research papers. So there are various websites where you can find research papers. The first one is Google Scholar. So all you need to do is that go to Google Scholar, and then you just look for a research paper. Maybe your area of interest is electric vehicles. So all you need to type is electric vehicle, and once you search for electric vehicles, you will find various research papers on that. You can arrange them into the ascending order, like the recent year papers will be coming first, and then as you know, like let's say these are papers from different countries, maybe not only from Korea, different authors, maybe different countries. So you can also kind of arrange, maybe if you write Korea, you'll find the professors who are from Korea. So this is kind of a searching technique, I'd say. So if you write into the commas like Korea or any country, you may find the name of the professors or the name of the publishers who are from Korea. So let's say we open this paper, the first one. So this is a recent paper, as you can see. So all you need to do is that you just click on the link, and this paper is there. So since I'm using my university email ID, so as you can see, I'm able to download this PDF. Let's say if you don't have that email ID, don't worry about that. You don't have to check the whole paper. All you just need to do is that you just need to click on the name here, and you'll find the detailed information about this particular author. So you can see this particular person is from Department of Automotive Engineering from Hanyang University, Seoul, and here is his email ID. So this is a different way of finding a professor through research papers. So the first website was Google Scholar. All you have to do is that go on Google Scholar, type a topic name followed by the country name in commas, and then just go ahead. Other is the Science Direct website itself. So if you go on Science Direct's homepage, that is sciencedirect.com. So all you need to do is that go to advanced search, type the name of the topic. Let's say maybe this time we talk about neural networks. So just type neural networks, and for affiliation you just put Korea and then search. So if you search that, you'll find various research papers coming into the search results, and then you can see authors from different countries, and since they all will be affiliated to a university or a institution that is based in Korea. So let's click on this, and if you click on the name, then you will find that this paper is from a professor of Seoul National University, and this is the email ID. So this sums up the whole process of finding a professor. The first step was finding a professor. Now the second step is I'll be talking about what to write in the email. So let's go into the second step of the process, that is writing the email. This is the most important part, what to write. So as you can see, this is a sample email which I also use at some point of time. So you can see that this is divided into three parts. The first part is introduction, the second part is the main part where you will be writing about research, and the third part is conclusion. So in the first part, what you can see is that you can start by introducing yourself, your country, and then your current status. So if you are a final year student, you can write about your final year student and your major, and then expected graduation year and your university name. And if you are a graduate, then you can simply edit this part by writing that you are a graduate and you have done this particular major and then from this particular university. Now the next part is like you are inquiring about whether that particular professor or that particular research group under him is recruiting a student or not. So you are just introducing your purpose of writing the email, moving ahead with the main purpose, that is to find a supervisor in that particular university. So let's say if you're writing an email to a professor at University of Melbourne, so you can just write the name of his university, and you can edit this part as per your own choice. Now in the second paragraph, this is the main part where you have introduced yourself as why you have emailed that particular professor. So since I've written that you are interested to apply for that particular school of engineering or maybe school of business, and you want to do that particular research under him, and what research, then you will be explaining about that particular research. So let's say if you have read a paper, so let's say if you have found a professor through the research paper, like in the previous steps I was talking about how to find a professor through a research paper, and let's say you have read that particular research paper and that research paper is very kind of matching to your field of interest and field of research, then you can just mention about that particular research paper that you have read it and it was very it matches to your area of interest and you want to go ahead with that. And then you can also put some ideas like I can contribute like that, or you can take me, I have certain skills which I can use for this particular idea. So you can just put all those things into this paragraph, the middle section, and you can just close this paragraph by saying that if you like this idea or if you think me as a suitable candidate, then you can reply to this email and I can use this email as an acceptance mail, maybe for my scholarship and maybe for my application. So this is the first step of making a contact with a professor. So don't write too much. You just write basic points, but basic as well as scientific points, because if you write it too generic, then the chances of getting reply will be very less. So try to make it a research oriented email, maybe an email which a professor finds useful, like how your skill set is going to be useful for his particular research group. So all these things can be included in the middle section of the email. And in the last paragraph, you can write about that you have attached your CV and you are also free to take interviews. If you want, like you can mention that If given a chance, you can be a valuable addition. All the closing statements can be in the last paragraph, and also if you can write that you are open for a Zoom interview or something like that. So you can mention about these things in the last paragraph, and then thank you and yours sincerely and yours faithfully and all that thing, and your name and signature. So this is kind of a short email, and please keep your email short. So sometimes if you write a bulgy email, what happens is that professors don't go through all the parts of the email. So if you try to keep it short yet informative, then the chances of getting reply will be higher. Now these are the certain parameters you should also keep in your mind before writing the email. So the first is to whom. So generally what has been found is that if you write an email to a professor, the chances of getting reply will be quite less, because they are very busy with their works and all that thing, and they're also quite involved in administrative things. So getting a reply from a professor is a bit difficult, but I'm not saying impossible. Relatively easier for an associate professor to reply, and the easiest reply can be expected from the assistant professor, but the power assistant professor has is quite less than other two. So you have to think to whom you are writing the email, because that's the important parameter. So let's say if you're applying for a scholarship and you have written an email to assistant professor. So sometimes what happens is that the assistant professors may not have that particular power or authority under him to accept a scholarship student. So that is also an important parameter you should keep in your mind, to whom are you writing the email. So you have to think accordingly, and mainly the research interest matters. Either he can be a professor or assistant professor, but you should be focusing more on the research field part. Also the mail time. So if you're writing an email to a professor from, let's say, Japan or South Korea, then I'll recommend you to write an email before the office hours starts, maybe 2-3 hours before the office hours starts. Let's say 9 a.m. is the office time, then you should send the email by 6 a.m. So in that way, once the professor enters to his office, he will see the email and he will find his email and he will find your email on the top of his mailbox. So that thing you can just that's my personal suggestion, you can just keep in your mind before hitting the send button. The third part is wait time. So once you have sent the email and you can see that you're not getting replies, so how much time you should wait, and how much time you should wait for before writing, maybe writing another email suggesting him to go through your previous emails. So these all things can be a relative parameter. Sometimes professors may take a week also to reply, and sometimes maybe he replies within 5 or 6 hours. So it all depends on a professor. So if a general question is asked for the wait time, I'll say you to wait for at least a week for a professor to reply, and then if you don't get a reply, then you can go ahead and find another professor for that particular field of interest. So this was all about step 2. Step 2 was about writing the email, and once you have written the email, now the third part is, after sending the email, what to do. So the third part of this video is all about a bonus part, which I'll be sharing my personal secret, not a secret, but it's all about tracking the email. So once you send the email, you want to know that whether that particular email has been opened or not, and whether you are expecting a reply, the professor has read the email or not. So it's a very useful tool, I will say. So what you have to do is that you just go on Google and type Mailtrack extension. Once you find Mailtrack extension, you just go for particular Chrome web store. If you are using Google Chrome, then you will find that particular email tracker, and you just have to add it on your Chrome. So since I've already added, you can see it's showing remove from Chrome. And once you add it, all you have to do is that you will have to sign up through your Gmail account or your particular email account, and then you can see is that this kind of particular tick marks will be there. So if you see these two ticks, that is, one is green and one is not colored, so it means that particular email has not been opened. But if you see two green ticks, then it means that particular email has been opened, and you can also see for how many times it has been opened. So this is a kind of a very important tool, I would say. You can use for your own particular email sendings, and then you can track your emails as well. So this was all about sending emails to professors. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, then subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, you can come to my Instagram and I'll try to answer your questions. And take care.